Hello everyone and welcome to the Facet Lab. My name is Nikita and in today's video we're doing part 2 of reading faceting diagrams. In the last video I covered some of the basics of the faceting diagram, but I had left out the size data portion of the faceting diagram. But before we get into this video, I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone who had commented and liked my previous video. I did not expect anybody to really watch it, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get into this video. So in almost every faceting diagram, you have size data, which usually works with proportions. In my last video, I had a round diamond design that I did, and it wouldn't really fit in this portion because it is equal on every side. So where it is most important is in your emerald cuts, your oval cuts, and really any design where the length and width are different. So here I've got my emerald cut design, and clearly you can see it is a lot longer than it is wide. So now the question comes in, how long should it be and how wide should it be? Now this comes with a bit of basic calculation, and depending on the size of your rough that you have, you can figure out a basic ratio between the two. So as an example, over here I have a piece of lab alexandrite, which I have already preformed basically into a square, or sorry, rectangle, just to make it a little bit easier to understand. So as we can see, the length of the stone is 16.1. Let's just keep it at 16 for now. And then if we measure the width of the stone, we can see it is 8.4 millimeters. So here I have written down the length and the width. Now using these values, we can check what the ratio should be. So here in size data, we can see it says length and width is 1.681. Now this is the ratio. In order to figure that out, we can use one of these values. If we only have the width of the stone, then we can use it to calculate the length, and vice versa. If we only have the length of the stone, we can calculate what the width should be. So for this example, I will use the length as the base of what the width should be for this specific design. So by using this very simple calculation, we can figure out if the width is enough to do this design. So the way we calculate it is we take 16, and I promise you it is this easy, divide it by 1.681. That is it. By dividing these two numbers, we get a value of 8.92. But I hope you guys can see the problem here. Our width is 8.4, and this value is higher. We can't add more material to the stone. We can't make it wider than it already is. We as gem cutters can only take away material. So we've run into a bit of an issue here. But what we can do is then reverse it. Since we have a bigger width value, then why not use the width value that we already have and figure out what the length should be. And it is just as easy as we did now, except we take the width value, which is 8.4, and we times it by 1.681. Now this gives us a total of 14.12 millimeters, of course. Now as you can see, the 14 millimeters is well in range of our length that we have, which is 16. But now, of course, this design is quite a simple design, especially on the table. So technically, it doesn't have to be this strict, where if you have a stone that is 8.4 millimeters, it has to be exactly 14.12. But in order to get the size proportion that looks correct, try to stick within these values. So it doesn't have to be exactly 14.12, it can be 14 or 14.1. Same with the length or the width. You can just round it off just so it is within those ranges. Of course, if you want to be extremely precise, you can follow this as best as you can. Also, depending on the machine that you have and its accuracy, I mean, it's very, very difficult to get it to exactly these values. But anyway, guys, I know this is a very short video. I thought I would just cover this at this time. And I also mentioned in my previous video that we will go over the two-fold mirror, but I think that will be in the video where I go over Gem Cut Studio if you would like to see that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know it's a very simple calculation, but it may help you a lot, especially if you're trying to stick to a design that you found and you want it to look similar, and not too square, not too long, and you want it exactly how it is in the diagram. Then you can just follow this extremely simple calculation. But just on another note, for example, if you have a piece of rough like this where there is no exact value, I mean, I can't even measure this, you need a separate tool, but I can sort of measure the width. Then what you can do is say, okay, I would like a stone that is about, let's say, 16 millimeters, or I can make a piece that big. Then you can input those values into this calculation and get your desired stone size from there. But again, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. I really didn't expect anyone really to see my video. So thank you for everyone who subscribed and liked and commented. I really appreciated it. But some of you have given me some good advice on future videos, which I will try my best to do as soon as possible. So if you'd like to see those, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.